Hello and welcome to Blue Sunday here on the Jumper Punch channel, proudly brought to you by General Chicken. First and foremost, let me introduce our panel. Down below we have Big Vincenz. How are you today, Vince?
I'm pretty good, Joe, in the crime capital of Australia here in Melbourne, and mate, it's been a terrific day. Happy Mother's Day to all the mums out there. I hope you had a wonderful time getting spoilt by your family. So
You just ruined my thunder. I was going to say that after, but that's okay.
You could have opened up with that.
Well, it's not Mother's Day here in Thailand. Mother's Day here is in. Mother's Day here is they celebrate the Queen's birthday. So you have the King's birthday and the Queen's birthday. Well, on the King's birthday, they call it Father's Day, King Rama IX, because he was allegedly the father of Thailand, and his wife, who obviously they call the mother of Thailand. So there you go. We have them different days. But anyway.
So that's Mother's Day over there.
And also joining us is David Rees-Jones. How are you tonight, David?
Yeah, good. Yeah.
Always
played a good half of footy, so you can we can just we'll talk about it in a minute. But yeah, I suppose that second half was probably the best half, one of the best halves of footy we've played this year. But hey, good to see.
Maybe too little, too late. Anyway, let's do a bit of admin and then we'll move on. Oh, Sebba, for those of you who are wondering, where the hell's Sebba? Sebba's having dinner with his nonna. So
that's right.
He'll hopefully join us later, obviously for its Mother's Day. So some housekeeping first. As I said in the intro, we are proudly sponsored by General Chicken Company down there in Aberdeen Road, McLeod. Go down and see Nuri and his team. You'll get some great chicken, affordable pricing, and for old farts like me, you'll get a senior's discount. Also, as Vince alluded, it is Mother's Day, probably in most normal countries. So to all the mums out there, happy Mother's Day. Hope you got spoiled. And just before the show, if it's like in the Rees-Jones household, hope the husband's eaten all the chocolates that he gave her.
Yeah.
That's why you buy them, isn't it, David?
Well, that's why you buy the ones you like. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway. And also, before we move on, a big welcome to everyone in the chat.
Yes.
We do this show for you guys. So, guys, please, our usual suspects are there. Kevin, Rocco, Peter, David, Lou, Petra. I'm sure I've missed a few. Joanna. So thanks, guys. Keep Lana. Hey, Lana, long time no see. So keep the comments coming. And, we'll try and get as many up as we can. Vince, as David alluded, and first of all, I must apologise if I sound nasally or throaty. I've been sick all weekend, not from Carlton. I got sick the day before Carlton, so please excuse my voice. I'll try to do as little talking as possible. So over to Vince for the football scores.
That's just delayed reaction from last week's loss. Yes, this week on Friday night at the Gabba, we saw Brisbane Lions prevail 14-16-100 to Carlton 13-11-89. Only an 11-point margin, which was a lot less than what most people were predicting. Brisbane got off to a good, solid start, kicking 4 goals 5 to 2 goals 3 in the first quarter. Then they followed that up with another 4 goals, 4-3, in fact, in the second quarter, to only 3 points from us. So they went in with a very healthy 38-point lead at halftime, and we'd only scored 2 goals to that point, both in the first quarter. Then the game turned around a bit in the second half after they got up to as much as 49 points in front by kicking the first couple of goals of the third quarter. All of a sudden, we went on a 6-goal uninterrupted rampage of our own, where we kicked 6 goals 3 for the third quarter to Brisbane's 3 goals 3, and pegged that 38-point margin back to 20 at three-quarter time. And we sort of looked threatening in the last quarter, but I guess never got quite close enough to really threaten. I think there's a few golden opportunities that went begging in that last quarter, but nevertheless, we finished off strongly again. 5 goals, 2 to Brisbane's 3 goals, 5 in that last quarter to finish up 11 points shy of their 100-point total. So in terms of the goal kickers, we've got that up on screen there, Joe, I assume?
It's up there.
Yep. So we've got Carlton, of course, with our goal kickers being Hayward, McGovern and Mackay with 3 goals each. Ainsworth with 2. Cripps and Smith both got one goal each. And for Brisbane, what do we got here? I'm just trying to find it. Help me out here, but Joe, I can't see it. You there?
Oh, it doesn't matter anyway.
Oh, it doesn't matter. Look,
doesn't matter. Who cares?
I got.
Is that a good spread?
I don't know. Where's my stats gone? And I can't find it up on my screen now. Sorry about that, everyone. Here we go.
Stats are on the screen.
No, I've got them.
Morris 4.
So,
here we go. Morris 4.
Morris 4. That's it.
Cameron 2. Ashcroft 2.
And
2 in a minute. 2 in 30 seconds, yeah.
And Lyman 2. So,
yeah.
Sorry about that delay there, everyone. And in terms of possessions and disposals, we saw for Carlton, Cripps got 32 possessions, Walsh with 29, Jagger Smith with 25, and then we had Hollands and Chera with 23 each. Brisbane, Lockie Neal, player of the night, got the medal, the Robert Walls medal with 33 disposals. Hugh McCluggage, 25. Bruce Reville with 24. He played a pretty good game. And Will Ashcroft got 23, and his brother Levi with 21. So, pretty even in terms of stats overall, I think, in this match.
I've got the match. Obviously, you can't see your screen, Vince, but I've put
the
match stats
not on
up.
my phone.
I don't know why, but anyway.
I don't know
I'll go through
okay.
kicks.
I can see it. Yep. Sorry, they're all pretty even. I think the biggest discrepancy, Joe, is the handballs. We had something like 56 handballs more than them, 185 to 129. So we really got our handball game going in that second half, especially. And contested
tackles,
possessions
Vince.
And tackles, we ended up. Well, that was one of the poor stats for us. We only had 38 in the end to their 50. But contested possessions, we won 128 to 108. And the area that we probably got beaten in quite badly was in the clearances, 43 to 32. So anyway, it was a game of 2 halves, really. I suppose the scoreboard shows that. They looked like they were going to win by a big margin at halftime. We played a pretty lackluster first half, but then they I don't know, did they put the cue in the rack? I'll be interested to hear Reese's thoughts on that, or whether we just started to change the way we played and all of a sudden we started outplaying them in the second half. So I think there's some good signs there, but I guess when you compare this game to the other games, Reese, it's just flipped on its head, isn't it? I mean, the game before, we had a really good first half, and then we capitulated in the second half, and this week it was the complete opposite.
Yeah, well, that's, basically, and what we haven't done is played 4 quarters yet, and that's what the game's all about. So, and I think Vossi got on afterwards and said he gave the boys a bit of a spray at halftime by the sounds of it, and it's good to see that he has given them a spray, and it's good to see that the guys who needed to put their hand up, and that's our leaders, which is predominantly Cripps, Walsh, Mackay, Wiedering, they pulled out what they should have been doing for the first half anyway, and they had a real crack. And you need your good players playing well. You need them trying hard. You need them playing well, and they did. And I think they showed what they can do. If they can suddenly start putting that together for 4 quarters, which isn't beyond the pale. I mean, why can't they play for 4 quarters like that? They've done it before, and it's not as if they're over the hill or anything. A pleasing thing was Harry Mackay, I think, in that second half. He took some good contested marks inside 50 and went back with a bit of confidence and, kicked some goals. So that's good to see. And he's been pretty poor for the first lot of the season, really. Let's hope that is a springboard for him to get his season going. And I can't see any reason why it won't be.
So
go on. Sorry, Joe.
No, it's all right. Go, Vince.
No, all right.
No,
I think it's funny. I spoke to some people on Saturday and Carlton supporters, good Carlton supporters actually, and a couple of them went to bed at half time and woke up surprised on Saturday. I mean, you couldn't really blame them at half time. It just looked like it was going to be an absolute whitewash. And Brisbane may have taken their foot off the accelerator a little bit, as Joe said, but you still got to play it out. I mean, in today's football, you ease off 5%, a team's going to get hold of you and come home. And once they got a bit of steam up, they can really cause some damage. Probably the one that really hurt us was when Walshy grabbed the
Levi Ashcroft
by the neck and give him that second goal within 10, 20 seconds sort of thing. It was good to see him flying the flag, but do it smarter than that, I think. And, I mean, they sucked the umpire and he had jelly legs and went down like he'd been, hit by a car sort of thing. So, and the umpire fell for it and that's fair enough. But the one thing you knew it was going to happen. That's one thing about that. I knew what was going to happen. I knew if he kicked that goal, he was going to go straight at Ainsworth. It's really up to Ainsworth to stand up to him and push back. I just think Ainsworth's only been there a little while now, and I think he needs to show a bit more respect for the jumper and stand up and be counted himself. I think he should have been the one doing any pushing back and because the blokes run at him, so
maybe he was thinking,
maybe he had the jelly legs and we get a free kick in the middle and take it down the other end.
I wouldn't mind betting he might have had the previous week's incident against St Kilda where young Harry Dean gave away a second goal in a row, and I think he didn't want to fall for the same 2-card trick. And in the end, it was Sam Walsh who came in and remonstrated.
But that hurt us at a pretty crucial time, really. I mean, it was that goal was important for them because we were coming hard and to be able to put another one straight through, straight after it, and what Walsh did wasn't, I don't know, wasn't much anyway.
He didn't hurt
it wasn't tough. It didn't do anything.
It
didn't really do anything. I would have rather whisper in his ear, next time I see your head in a pack, I'm going to kick it straight off your shoulders. And
someone just asked, what would you have done, Reece?
Yeah, well, that's it. I mean, you could either you got to be smart about it, but and look, I wasn't smart all the time, but you learn over the years, and but to give away, I don't think I ever give any stupid ones like that dead in front of goal after I've just kicked a goal anyway. So. But I would have had a word in his ear and let him know, if I see
when you're not expecting it, expect it.
Yeah,
Reece, what do you think about playing Harry in the ruck? I think you've been a proponent for that all year.
Yeah, look, I think it gets him into the game. It gets him touching the ball and getting around. We got pretty soundly beaten in the ruck, to be honest. They were getting their hands on the ball first. In that first half, it was like Dunkley went to Cripps, but they seemed to man up our blokes, but they were getting the hit out, if you know what I mean. So they were starting on our blokes, and it was almost like a just in case. And then they were able to manoeuvre and get away from us pretty easily. So disappointing in that centre bounce stuff where we got absolutely hammered, and when you get hammered out in the middle, it puts a lot of pressure on your back line. So and you know, they were able to get the ball forward and you know, and really dominate the game. You know, they dominated the contested stuff. I thought Draper was pretty good in the ruck, and he's got that leap that Pitnet hasn't got. So yeah, we you know, and putting Harry in there from time to time, I mean, to give him a break is you know, especially if he's not, you know, taking his marks and getting his hands on the ball. At least it gets him around, it gets you in the action, it gets you in the play. You have to basically be jumping and, you know, jumping into people and getting a bit of body work on. So yeah, you're in the action. So yeah, I thought that's a good move, and it should happen more often. You know, when he's not playing as well as he should be.
I don't think that new rule helps Mark Pitnet in any way, does it? You know, where they just throw it up, and it's a bit like a basketball jump, isn't it? Now
it is, and it's going to help blokes who you know, the big blokes who can jump. So you know, it's really going to be those lumbering type ruckmen are going to be a liability in the future, and you won't be looking at picking them up. I mean, you really need the guys who can. The Luke Jackson type are just the prototype for what you need, and you got to be athletic. You got to be able to run, jump, follow up. Yeah, so it's going to change ruck work altogether, and we've had that happen before in our game. You know, the centre line, the line across the centre sort of thing, and different things have come in from time to time when we've had the circle. You can't run, you know, a certain distance to run into each other. So they've changed the ruck thing. But this will be a major change in the fact that the young tall blokes who are not athletic are going to, you know,
really
they're
struggle.
they're going to have to go down to the forward line and learn how to take marks, because unless they can fit in that way, they're not going to make it in as ruckman in the modern game.
What do you think about Kemp's game? I just wish he'd learn how to kick straight, that guy.
Yeah.
Every time he gets the ball, you have no idea where it's going.
No, that's the real problem with him, and it's deflating when you get the ball down there and you know, guys aren't confident, and and you're not confident with them, you know, having a shot for goal. But he's having a crack. He's in there having a crack. So you've got to give him some credit there. I watched a little bit of the VFL on the weekend. Dirksen went down forward and kicked a few goals early. So and looked good, taking grabs. So it might be, you know, someone, you know, and it might be a chance for Kemp to go back again, and maybe a Dirksen or someone come down that forward line, Lewis Young or something, to offer something anyway, but something a bit different. But yeah, I think it's given us a few more options around the place, and but I don't mind. Over the last couple of weeks, we've sort of been looking a bit more for Kemp than what we were previously. We were just going into Harry Mackay consistently, you know, and we lowered the eyes a lot, you know, when we got smart about how we're going forward. Yeah, but the one thing that sort of, you know, stood out from the whole game was that we needed our leaders, and we've been talking about this for a long time. We needed our leaders to stand up, and apparently after the team copping a spray at halftime, you know, they come out, you know, Cripps, Walsh, in particular, and Harry Mackay in that second half were very good. So it's good to see our leaders, you know, finally standing up and you know, be proud of what they're out there doing, sort of thing. So yeah, that was the main take I really got from the game. But once again a very disappointing first half, which cost us the game. So they're going to be. They're going to be doing it from the start like we were doing, you know, for most of the year, and then they've got to carry it on in that second half as they did on the weekend. So, you know, Haywood, I thought, you know, had his best game for the club. So he was very good, and showed what he can do. But I don't think you know, we've sort of been looking for him in that forward line as much as what we were on the weekend too. So he's shown, and it takes a while. I've said that when you got new players and even being a player coming into a new team, you've got to get used to them, and you got to, it takes a while to really understand the guys who are up there. I mean, you'll get your possessions and everything through your ability and whatever, but just the little nuances of the way blokes move and kick the ball and even when they get the ball, which direction they tend to go. Just little things that make it easier. You really got to understand each other out there, and a premiership team or the very good teams, they know what they're doing before the bloke picks the ball up. They'll know where that guy's going to move to, which gives them an advantage on their opponent, because you start moving in one direction because or you keep that space open because which direction he's going to move, and a lot of that's team rules and so forth as well. But you get an idea of how that guy moves and what he does and what his strengths and weaknesses are, and you work that into how you move when he does get the ball. So little things like that, and it takes time.
Sorry, David, just a quick shout out. Thank you, Oz, for your $5. He's saying Carlton's VFL team is better than our AFL team. I suppose based on today's or the weekend's results.
Wins and losses,
probably,
yeah.
David, I was a bit everyone's been asking for Billy Wilson to come in. He looked timid to me. He I don't know, he just sort of, because I've watched him play at Dramana years when I've been down there, and I watched him play at VFL level. He likes to run, but on Friday night he just looked like he wasn't sure. Do you think maybe he thought that was Sard's role, or do you have any?
Yeah, I don't know. From what I saw from Sard's game, I think the game's past him. I think it's past him at the moment. I think he's and that mistake he made in that last quarter,
very close.
I mean, I can understand he's trying to play and he's trying to, but there's a time and a place, and an experienced player. It was a young bloke like Billy Wilson, you'd accept it. I think
but not an experienced,
poor old Sardi.
He just looked unsure. I don't know. I mean, I think Voss should just say to him, just break the lines, just run. He's going to make mistakes. He's only young. He's only played, 6 games or something. So,
look, and once again, he's a novice to it. So, and we're going to keep getting these call-ups. I mean, I mentioned Dirksen a minute ago, kicking a few goals, and we keep looking down below at what's there and hoping something's going to come through. I don't think Billy Wilson is the answer from what I've seen of him so far, but hopefully there is some. I watched a little bit of Jack Ison, and he moves very well. He's a good mover, and he was tackling hard. So for a young guy, he looked like he might be someone who could come into the team pretty quickly. Nice left foot, and got a bit of class about him. So there were some big raps on him. So maybe he gets a go before too long, but. We can't rely on them. When we're playing well, our good players are playing well. Cripper, Walshy, we need our midfield working. Chera and all these guys going through there. So we need our good players playing well.
What do you think of Chera's game?
He was okay, but he's always okay. I mean, he plays okay, and you'll look at it after the game, and you'll think, he didn't have a bad game, but he didn't have a great game. And I think Adam Chera, at Fremantle in his first couple of years, I think there's some really good signs, and people are thinking, geez, this kid's going to be something pretty special, sort of thing. I'd like to see him on a half forward flank, to be honest. I'd like to see him. I reckon I mean, there's a couple in the midfield I'd like to see down that forward line and a bit more time down there. I'm not saying don't go through the middle, but Cripper and him, I'd like to see a lot more down on that forward line because he knows how to get the ball, Chero. He's one of those guys who knows where to go and get it. And he positions himself very well. So he's a smart footballer. So, if he's getting possessions in the forward line, he's going to be dangerous down there. So, make him work from down there. But, we'll see what happens.
Vince, you got anything to ask David or anything to add?
Yeah, well, look, I think it is good to see our better players playing well, but I mean, some of the reaction to that, I think, has been over the top. I mean, these guys are on $1 million a year. Your Crippses and your Walshes and your Mackays, and they should be doing that week in, week out, and for a full 120 minutes, not just for a couple of quarters.
Exactly.
And if you're comparing them to some of the blokes that are on basic salaries, you're doing the wrong thing because that's the reason they're on the big money, because they're expected to produce that sort of output every week. But yes, it was good to see them come good at least in the second half and make a game of it.
Well, hopefully Vossi was the one who put it to him, at half time that, you're the blokes on the big bucks. You're the blokes who, and I know someone like Robert Walls would have said it in those sort of terms. And, you can't rely on your lesser players. But, and it's one of those things we've been talking about over the course of this year is those guys haven't stood up when it's counted, and now they've come out and shown what they can do, and it was effort. It was just a bit of effort. I reckon they've copped a decent spray and they've thought, oh shit, and it's fair enough, fair enough.
Reece, I noticed
we all need to kick up. We all need to kick up the arse, every now and then, and it doesn't matter how good a player you are, and we need that kick up the arse, and sometimes a bit of reality. Spoken to you can get the best out of you. So hopefully, and let's see how they go and continue that on into the first bounce this week. And I want to see that real, hard running, and you can see Walsh and that's the way they've got to play in that midfield. But Walsh and Cripper in particular in that second half, you could see the real effort they were putting in and the run and trying to break things and trying to do things and getting to contests and we're only watching on tally, but they're in the screen a lot, so they're continually getting to contests and being a part of it and tackling and chasing and doing the little things as well. So they need to hit the Bulldogs this week. From the first bounce doing that, because that'll be very important in us getting a win.
No doubt after half time the effort was a lot better, but I also noticed that we were starting to take more chances and play a bolder brand of football. We were taking it through the corridor. And for the first time this year, I think we showed some real skillful ball movement. I actually was impressed with some of the ball movement that we had in that second half. And it was heartening to see that we could actually play that way. I don't know why they don't play that way a lot more often for a lot more of the game. And we might win a lot more games if they start playing like that. But it's almost like, we're only 2 goals on the scoreboard. We're 49 points down. It's 10 minutes into the third quarter. Let's just throw caution to the wind and take all of the risks in the world. What's the worst that can happen? Lose by 10 goals, 12 goals, 15 goals? They probably thought it's now or never type stuff. You know what I mean?
Look, you watch some of those first halves in the games early in the season, and you'll see that. You'll see the sharing of the ball around and the handball and the running. And what happens, it just seems to be when a team gets on top of us, we go into our shells, and that really seems to be, which is, and I'll say consistently, that's when your main players and your players are getting paid the big bucks. Your leaders need to stand up and be counted and times you have to carry the blokes along with you. It's just part and parcel of it. But and you still you don't have to play in an attacking style, but you've got to band together and just bring the game back to your terms, basically. And where we've been incapable of doing that in every match this year. When a team has got us, they've been able to score multiple goals against us, and it happened again on the weekend. They dominated us for a big period there, and we had nothing to And then the second half is how we should play for 4 quarters, though. Take some risks and and share the ball around. We look pretty good when we're handballing and running and sharing it around. So and we played pretty smart footy. A couple of dumb decisions cost us, but in that last bit, but with Sard and Walsh, but that was about it. Other than that, it was a pretty good half of footy.
Funnily enough, it was actually the high tackle on Ashcroft that cost us the goal. That retaliation by Walsh ended up costing us only a point because Ashcroft actually missed that shot, funnily enough. The second one.
Not bringing the ball back to the centre, Vince.
What's that?
It was not bringing the ball back to the centre. It didn't give us a chance.
I understand that. But we scored a goal soon after that, which, Levi missing that shot actually kept us in it a little bit. And we did get the margin down to 10 points at one stage, and with enough time, if we were good enough to kick another couple of goals. But in the end, it was a late goal by Brisbane where Sard made that mistake that Lachie Neale put the game beyond doubt. It was a beautiful hand pass by Sard straight to Lachie Neale. never deviated. It was straight in his lap.
Well, I hit him in the chest. At least he hit it. At least he hit the target.
Yeah, exactly. I agree with your sentiments on the ruck duels as well. I mean, we got totally outpointed. I think it was 53-30 total in the hitouts, but it wasn't just the number of hitouts. Their hitouts went to their midfielders. Went to
advantage, and it was the clearances.
The clearances they thrashed us.
They got clear clearances. Out of ruck situations, which is invaluable. We used to do it, back in the day when Harry Madden was able to get up and hit it to Braddles or Jono or the guys in the middle were just getting a dream ride in there off Harry, and it's a real artwork, and it's becoming a big part of the game now because of the ability of players now, especially athletic ones, to get up and get that tap and get that first touch on the ball. Is making a huge advantage. Huge advantage.
Yeah, McCluggage and Neale and Will Ashcroft especially went to town on us in that respect, and they won the vast majority of the clearances. Only Paddy Cripps got 9 clearances for us, which was quite a decent amount. The next Carlton player was on 4, I think. Might have been Jagger Smith. What about the selection news, Reece, late last week? I suppose the big selection news that was making all of the noises was George Hewitt being brought back into the team. How did you see his game, and did you feel our midfield worked better with him in it, or was it sort of much the same as previous weeks, or how did you see it?
It didn't work early, did it? So, in that first half, it wasn't working. So, no, and poor old George, and I'll keep saying it, it's very hard for him to survive while Cripper's still playing in that midfield. I'm not saying Cripper shouldn't be in the midfield, but he I'd like to see him push down forward a lot more and given George can have that bit more responsibility.
That was the funny thing. They actually said that George Hewitt has got this new role happening, and he's been working on it in the last few weeks in the VFL, and I think they were alluding to the fact that he was going to be playing forward and maybe kicking goals. But I didn't see any of that. I didn't see anything from that at all.
No, I don't know what his stats were at the end.
He ended up getting 20 possessions, 12 kicks and 8 hand passes, got 4 marks, laid 4 tackles, got 4 clearances, total metres gained of 291, which is okay, nothing revolutionary. And he had 2 goal assists. So, Yeah, it was an almost like an Adam Chera type of game. Adam Chera was very similar as well. He's another one that only had 23 possessions, 12 kicks, 11 hand passes, 5 marks, 2 tackles, 277 metres gained. So almost identical, really, those two. Yeah.
Hey, I put a comment up before about here it is. It's from Enzo Valentino, one of our regular viewers. What do you guys think of Evans and his form lately? I like him out there, but if he's not going to kick any goals, it's giving me Fogarty vibes. David?
Yeah, well, that's what he's there for. But I mean, I don't know. We talk about players, and we keep talking about players who couldn't get a game for other clubs. I mean, he couldn't get a game for Port Adelaide.
No,
and that's how come we picked him up. I mean, we keep talking about these guys and expecting big things out of him. I thought his end to last year was pretty good. He was taking marks and putting himself in some dangerous positions and having shots on goal. But he hasn't produced that sort of form just yet. So it's a tough role, that small forward role. It's a real
starvation corner down there in our team.
Well, if you haven't got that brilliant pace, that you really need, then I mean, we've had Durden, we've had Frankie Evans, we've had a lot of blokes. Always, they're all much the same. Really.
Horacio Fantasia,
but they're all much the same. We just haven't got the brilliant one. We haven't got an Eddie Betts there, anymore. How good would he be down that forward line? But I kept saying that when we had Harry and Charlie down there, you'd just love to have even a Cameron type. They just feed off the big fellas, and they got that electric pace and skill, and Frankie Evans hasn't got that, so we can't expect him to be a.
He's generally a pretty good user of the ball, isn't he? I mean,
he is. He's very good. He has to be, because he doesn't get it very often.
He does deliver it usually pretty accurately to our forwards if he gets it. And that's what I'd like to see more of.
You look at that, and you look at Durden, you look at Owies. I mean, they are when they get the ball, they have to use it well, really, because if they don't, they're bloody useless, because they're not going to get it all that often. So but you need to get it a bit more often, and you need to be hitting that scoreboard. Our small forwards need to be, helping along, and it takes a bit of pressure off the big fellas, to be perfectly honest. It doesn't matter if they're not taking their marks, because the ball's getting knocked away from them, and you've got a dangerous, small forward who can work off that and kick goals. So we just I'll keep saying that our list isn't as good as what I think a lot of people think it is.
Reece, I noticed after the game, I'm not sure if you saw it, but Michael Voss went onto the ground and he was walking off with a big grin on his face and patting Ollie Florent on the chest and putting his arm around him and having a good laugh. And what did you make of that? And
I think it was Ollie Hollands.
Florence's game. Ollie Hollands' game, I should say.
Yeah. I saw him have a smile there, and I thought none of my coaches had ever.
They looked like they'd won the game.
Yeah, but I don't know. He's in the worst position of all time. I mean, we could have watched any game this week, and the pitcher could have gone down the losing coach. Craig McRae could have been walking off on Saturday night and had a bit of a smile on his face with one of his players. No one would have said a thing. No one would have said boo. It's just the Voss.
Do you think?
And look, I looked at that, and the first thing I thought of is, God, those bloody supporters they're going to just go hammer and tongs for that, smiling after a game sort of thing, because we've lost. I mean, it's. Who knows what was said? He's probably trying to encourage a young fella who's, only in the early stages of his career. So who knows what was said.
Do you think?
Look, to be perfectly honest, after half time, I think he could have walked into those rooms a little bit satisfied, but also throwing it out to the players. You've shown what you can do against a dual premiership team. You know, I mean, we've seen what we can do against, you know, a lot of teams this year. We just need to put 4 quarters together. We just need to have a good, solid 4-quarter game. And it doesn't have to be, you know, kicking
I saw
6-8 goals in a quarter.
I saw a list in the last week or two of all the teams ranked from first to last in terms of quarters won, and we were third on the list.
Yeah.
Which goes to show you that there's a lot of quarters we're winning, and we're just when we lose them badly, and that's the one quarter or that 1 15 or 20-minute period that basically costs us the game.
Yep.
But for a lot of these games, we're actually the team that's playing the better football and on top for maybe at least half a game.
Yeah, which shows. I mean, you know, with probably what we've got out there, you know, I'll start again. Maybe Michael Voss isn't doing too bad a job. You know, I mean, I just wonder. That's the way you got to look at it because, you know, no, it's just a matter of getting that consistent performance over 4 quarters, and once again, you know, it falls at the players, and you know, we look at it and go, well, you know. Our good players got us back into the game on the weekend, and maybe Brisbane did take their foot off the accelerator a little bit, but we need to be better than what we were in that first half. We need to be a lot better than that. Now our better players do too. You know, I mean, they're as you say, they're getting $1 million contracts or whatever, and good luck to them. I'm not critical of any player. I remember when I was playing an old. You know, a lot of the old boys would be going, "Oh, you're getting paid too much," and buddy, you know, and you go, you know, I don't begrudge them. I believe they should be getting paid every single cent they earn it. And but if you're going to take those big bucks, with that comes a bit of responsibility and a bit of and you just need a bit of pride in your own performance too.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that's the real thing. I mean. A bloke like Harry Mackay, you know, this year has been bloody awful, really, for a bloke so highly touted. And then, you know, for half a game, he shows us what he can do. And with just that little bit of effort, and that's all it was. That's all it was, a little bit of effort. And, you know, hopefully, you know, it's woken a few of them up anyway.
Yeah. One of our viewers here, I think it was Patrick. Was it Patrick Lane? I'm not sure of his name. I've just lost the message, but I think he mentioned that it could have been that Voss was really happy with Ollie Hollands' game, and especially in the second half, he really did lift and give us quite a bit of drive coming off that half back line, and was one of our better players in the second half. And I guess in light of what's happened with his brother, he might have been just giving him an encouraging, you know, reassuring pat to sort of say, "I'm really proud of you, son." You know, you really put in a good second half. So maybe
that's what I was saying, because we don't know what was said and what the context was, and because it's Michael Voss, though, and I mean, I've had people, you know, message me and different things and say, you know. Vossy smiling after the game, and you just think, oh God, it's just a pile.
Doesn't matter what he does.
Yeah, well, it wouldn't be, and that's what I'm saying. You know, I'll guarantee you that, you know, there would have been other losing coaches walking off. You know, something would have been said, a smile or whatever off after the game. If it was a Craig McRae or something, no one would say boo about it. So, you know, it's just the position he's in.
Do you think Vossy might actually now be in a different headspace insofar as he's looking at it realistically, thinking, you know, we're 1-8, we're not going to make the finals. I think I'm done. I think they're going to get rid of me eventually, and I'm just going to go week to week and just enjoy the experience and, you know, be matter of fact about it all. And you know, when the D-Day comes, it comes. And in the meantime, I'll just hold my head up high and try and be as as I guess, statesman-like as I can be as a coach.
It'd be a horrible position he's in. It'd be an absolute shocking position that he's in, sort of thing. And yeah, I mean, circumstances just haven't worked out for him. But you know, he's going and he's the face of it every week. He's got to front the press before the game, after the game.
Yeah,
and
because he's the one. Let's face it, he's the one that's going to cop it in the neck eventually.
Exactly.
I mean, some players might also cop it in the neck by the end of the season when they get delisted, but right here, right now, it's all about the senior coach, and that's what the media goes after. When they can smell blood, they really come after you hard. I mean,
it's not only the media. He'd be feeling it from within the walls,
from everywhere.
You know, I mean, where's Sebba? Sebba, we get Sebba on, and we only need 5 minutes of Sebba, and you can see you can see how the supporters now. Some supporters are just fully
sack him now, sack him yesterday.
So it's and he's got to go to work every day.
Yeah, and front up,
you know, and just front up. He has to be positive.
Hold his head high.
And the whole thing is, you know, he needs to be positive too to the players to get the best out of them. I mean, you know, it's an awful situation he's in. I heard Ken Hinkley actually, who's had Vossi as an assistant, talking about it on the weekend, and and he on the radio, and he was actually, you know, saying that, you know, it's a shocking position for him to be in. It's just terrible, and but that's the road you take, and that's not all, you know. Robert Walls always said, he said, you get more kicks up the arse than you do pats on the back. So appreciate the pats on the back when you get them, because the kicks on the arse are coming.
You know, they also say the day you get appointed as a senior coach is the one day closer you are to getting sacked. Not too many of them leave on their own terms, do they? But
no.
Look, the other thing I've noticed in the last couple of weeks is that he has been far more direct and far more, I believe, open and honest and transparent about what's going on with the team and the way they're playing. Previous to that, he was talking in all sorts of word salads, and, you know, it was almost like, you know, rinse and repeat every week. You could just about put a recording on and he'd say pretty much the same thing. I think in the last week or two, he's really put the heat on the players to step up. He expressed his extreme disappointment last week against St Kilda. And I think even the media were focusing their attention on some of the players and their lack of aggression towards the St Kilda players and their unpreparedness to challenge them on the field. And, you know, St Kilda players were challenged, you know, going up to Carlton players and giving them a push around, and all of a sudden there was no one going back up to them. So we saw plenty of examples of that last week. The only act of aggression last week against St Kilda was Jack Silvani actually showing some aggression towards Patrick Cripps, and not the other way around. So, yeah, I think, you know, that at least might have resonated during the week, that he put the onus back on the players. And
I think it still took till half time.
They looked like they had PTSD from last week for the first half.
So it still took them to half time to bloody wake up and maybe I would have loved to have been in there at half time and hear what Vossi actually said to him, because I'm hoping he hit him right between the eyeballs and you know, told a few home truths about, you know, where they are and what they're doing, and just a lack of lack of just personal pride in their own performances. So hopefully it's snapped them out of it, because at our best we can beat anyone. I think we can beat anyone, but we have to be playing at our best. So, which doesn't happen all the time, but we're a lot better than where we are sitting on the ladder at the moment. I think we should have, we should have beaten a few of those teams that got over the top of us, and we'll pay every price for it.
I'm just hoping that, unlike last week, where we had a very good first half of the game and then really faded badly in the second half, where we gave up a good, healthy halftime lead and ended up getting smashed in the third quarter and lost the game. This week, it's the other way around. As I said at the start of this show, it was sort of like the whole thing was flipped around. We had a pretty poor first half, but came home like a steam train. So hopefully that provides some sort of platform to go into this week against the Western Bulldogs, where we can take that sort of form and take that game plan into this game and hopefully build on it.
Yeah, exactly. I said that before. I think it's a perfect opportunity to go in, against the Bulldogs this week, and with the attitude, it's an attitude. It's not, and you have to play the bloody full 100 minutes. I mean, you can have bad minutes, you can have good minutes, you can have bad minutes. You put them behind you. You get on with the next minute that's coming up, and that's how you got to play. Not everything's going to be roses, but
no.
Yeah, you just have to, and it's your attitude and it's your commitment and your determination that's going to push you to keep going. I mean, even when things aren't working for you at various times and things are going to go against you, but you have to persist. You just have to persist and be determined and have a real crack. So yeah, that's all you can ask.
Okay, summing up, boys. Final comments, David?
Look, once again, at half time, I was probably like a lot of people and probably thought I wouldn't mind going to bed now, but I've bloody got to watch the second half so I can. Otherwise, I won't have half a game to talk about on Sunday night. So but you look at it and you don't say you're proud afterwards because they just showed what they can do. And once again, I've got no doubt it may have been a little bit of Brisbane easing up a little bit, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's we're gonna grab what we got out of that second half and take it into every game we play from here on in.
100 minutes.
And it has to be every quarter. It has to be every minute of every quarter. It doesn't have to, and it's not all going to work, and it didn't all work for us in the second half, but there's going to be things go against you and things that work for you, but you're not going to know where you're at unless you're having a real fair dinkum 100% go for 100 minutes. Not 75, 80, 90, 100 minutes, full 100 minutes committed. And let's see if they can do it. This week's a perfect opportunity. I think the Bulldogs have got a few out. Their ruckman's out.
Tim English with concussion. Yeah.
So he's going to miss this week, and Darcy's gone for the year. So, you get an opportunity. You're coming in against a weakened opposition. And take what we did in that second half and start the game that way, and just be consistent over the four quarters in effort. That's all we ask for. That's all we ask for. If they're a better team, they beat us, then good on them. They beat us fair and square.
But 4 quarters.
Yep. No, exactly. And it's you just want to hope that we can, we can do it. I mean, teams are going to kick goals against us. Things are going to happen, but.
Do you think it's inevitable that we're going to crack it for a win sooner or later? I mean, it could be this week, it could be the week after, who knows? But do you feel like we're building up to a win?
Without going into our tips just yet, I was waiting to get to that. But
well, I was just saying, do you think that we can, get over the line in one of these games where we can put 3 or 4 quarters?
Of course you can. Of course you can. You have a look at it. You have a look at North Melbourne. North Melbourne were picked to finish on the bottom of the ladder this year, and them and West Coast were going to be the cellar dwellers, really. And
took it up to Sydney on the weekend, didn't they?
Yeah, they have, and they've been competitive, and they got some good young kids there. They got some top high end talent kids there, and they're getting coached well, and they're performing well, which they're probably a little bit ahead of where we thought they'd be, but.
Yep.
It doesn't take much, and a lot of what you know, a lot of it's confidence, you know, too. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, winning can be contagious, but so can losing. You know, and you can get into those you know, doldrums where you know, losing becomes as contagious as winning can be.
Well, I'll tell you what,
All
if
right.
there's one player you want to put the spotlight on this week, with the absence of Tim English in the ruck for the Bulldogs, it's Mark Pitnet, because he's played a couple of pretty poor games the last couple of weeks.
Yep.
And do you know what his metres gained was for the Friday night game against Brisbane?
Negative?
Minus 16 metres.
Okay.
He must have hand passed the ball 10 times behind him or something, because I don't know how you get minus 16 metres after you've had 10 possessions, 1 kick and 9 hand passes. Those 9 hand passes must have gone behind him.
Because there are a lot of blokes who kick it backwards and handball backwards and everything. So is that a minus?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's right. Yeah.
I wasn't aware
should
of that.
be play on.
Yeah.
Anyway, I just thought I'd point that out, that he had minus 16 metres gained.
My votes I gave 3 to Sammy Walsh. I thought he was I thought that you know, him and Cripper were the best. Are we doing the votes now?
Yeah.
I saw him come up, so I thought I better go into it. And I thought his first half he was they're probably on a par, him and Cripper, I think, but I thought his first half was slightly better than Cripper's, so he got the 3 votes, and Cripper got the 2, and Will Hayward, good to see him in some real form down on that forward line, and he's a quality footballer, so the sooner we see him playing more like that week in, week out, which I think he will be, and as he adjusts and gets used to everyone, and we get used to him, I think he's going to be a real classy footballer for us for a period of time.
Okay, Vince, I'll get you next. Okay, well, I actually went for Harry Mackay. I thought, even though you might argue that his second half was way better than his first, I think he still competed in the first, and I still think he got up the ground and took some marks, as we usually know, around the wing. But for the first time since I can remember, he went straight ahead, arms out in front of him, and took a contested mark, a really good, heavy contested mark inside 50 metres. And I hadn't seen him do that for a fair while. And he kicked straight. He converted, which was important. So I think he was the most impactful player on the ground, and that's why I gave him the 3 votes this week. A welcome return to form. Let's hope it's not just a one-hit wonder and he can actually follow it up this week and play a similar game. I gave Cripps 2. I thought he was tremendous in the middle. We all know that he probably gets far more hand passes than kicks, but when the ball's there to be won, he's the one that does it, and he got 9 clearances out of the middle. And I thought he was the second most influential player for us on the ground. And I also gave Will Hayward a vote. I thought that was his best game since he's come to the club, kicking 3 goals and was everywhere and worked hard. And I thought he deserved the 1 vote. Apologies to Sam Walsh. I couldn't sneak him in for a vote. And Jagger Smith. I thought our midfield was really good in the second half this week.
Okay, so Sebba gave 3 votes to Will Hayward. He gave 2 votes to Patrick Cripps and 1 to Jagger Smith. I gave 3 votes to Sam Walsh. Like David, I thought he was our best player, most consistent. I gave 2 to Harry Mackay, or Mackay, whatever you want to call him, and 1 to Will Hayward. And as someone rightly pointed out before, you guys are blind. Ben Ainsworth, I don't think he played all 4 quarters, but he's pretty unlucky not to get a vote.
He's another one that you'd sort of say apologies to him too. He played a good game, but I don't know that he was deserving of being in our top 3.
No. Let's go to the leaderboard. We've got Sam Walsh, who we may as well give him the Blue Sunday medal now. We should get a medal cast like that. Leave it with me. Mark Pitnet, second. Nick Newman, Jagger Smith, and Elijah Hollands, who hasn't played the last 2 games. And yet, there he is in 5th place. Imagine if that guy had got himself right. As David once said, he was a very good footballer. He had all the skills, maybe not so much pace, but anyway. It's now time for David to give his Spirit of Carlton Award, and he gave it
I gave it this week to Harry Mackay, and he's probably, I've been very critical of him, I suppose, so far this year, but really turned it around on the weekend against a, quality defence. So, I don't think there's any better defence in the competition than Brisbane's. And he was able to stand up and play a major role in us, getting scoring and being competitive down there. He had a real go at it, and it was good to see him taking marks inside 50. As we say, he was up, he takes great marks. He'd been doing it all year on the wing, but nothing inside 50. So, yeah, good kudos to him, and let's hope that he can kickstart his season really, because and repay the fans what he should have been doing. So
exactly.
Yeah, it's hopefully this week. And he's going to have some opportunities. They haven't got the best back line in the competition, the Bulldogs, so by a long shot, and he should be able to go into that game with a fair amount of confidence. And if we bring the ball into our forward line like we did in that second half, and we're smart and we lower our eyes and pick the best option, it's not always Harry. It's not always the best option. So I think that benefited him as well. I think to give us more options, and it spread them around and made their defence not we weren't as predictable as what we have been in the past. So it made it harder for their backline. No.
And that brings me to the next award, the Witch's Hat, and I have given it to Billy Wilson. Now, let me explain why.
A bit tough on the young kid.
No, well, that's just it, Vince. As David will tell you, when you're a young player, when you get your opportunities, you've got to grab them with both hands. Yes. And he looked timid. He looked, at some stages, he looked around like, well, what am I doing? He always just wanted to give it to whoever was next to him. Sard's gone, right? We all know that. So this guy's got some pace. He's got some dash. So he needs to use it. So that's the only reason I gave it to him, because I don't want to discourage people. I'm sure Billy's watching us at the moment. And probably sitting there.
No doubt. Someone's on the phone to him right now just saying, you never know what you've got, the Witch's bloody hat awarded on Blue Sunday.
Be careful, Joe. He might need to go into his safe space down there at Icon Park, and
he can take Sard with him, because Sard was a close runner-up. I tell you what, Sard was a very, very, very close runner-up to the Witch's Hat award. But anyway,
can I just on that? If I could just also make mention of a few Witch's Hats awards that should have gone to the opposition. I mean, I thought a couple of their, you'd have to call them seasoned, premiership players had dirty nights. I mean, Harris Andrews, he played a shocker. Cam Rayner did bugger all. Zach Bailey did bugger all.
That was from the extreme pressure. That was because of the extreme pressure exerted on them by a professional Carlton outfit.
Jasper Fletcher was another one, did bugger all. I mean, they had a lot of players down on form, and
that's a scary thing in itself.
Yeah. So there's a lot of improvement still in Brisbane.
Yeah.
Maybe they took it a bit easy.
Maybe they did. Maybe they've got a Thursday night game coming up this week against Geelong, so maybe they were saving themselves a bit for that, but I don't know. But they had a big week with their strengths and weaknesses board making the news, and apparently that was a bit of a distraction.
Wasn't that a storm in a teacup? What a storm in a teacup. Anyway, next week.
I'd have loved to have seen that board up on when Reece was playing. They would have had a few weaknesses that were a lot more scathing than that. than what we saw on the week during the week.
Anyway,
would have something like they build fences to keep that bloke on the ground.
next Saturday
There are a few
night.
of them built like Tarzan, plays like Jane. I mean,
Yeah.
that would have been up
Did
there.
you guys used to have a board like that, David, when you played?
No, we had it all in the back of our mind. We knew what they were like.
They
We
didn't
didn't
need it
know.
written
Anyway.
out for them.
Yeah.
I'm starting to sound like Jack Little to give us the wrestling parlays that's been going on in the chat. Be there this Saturday night at Marvel Stadium when the Mighty Blues take on the Western Bulldogs, who I still refer to as Footscray. But anyway, it's at Marvel Stadium. It's a 7:35 kickoff. David, go for it.
Yeah, massive game for us. It's a winnable game too. I mean, we played ourselves into form. No excuses not to come out and go exactly how we finished off that game, and that's how we need to attack it. And it's not going to be easy. They're a quality outfit. They're a team where a lot of them played in a premiership not all that long ago. So that's probably 6 or 7 years ago now, is it?
Yeah, just before COVID.
But there's quite a few of them there still. So they're an experienced, well-drilled team. So they're not going to be easy. But if we can, if our best players are playing to their strengths and playing well, then we'll take it up to anyone. So let's hope they are, and we'll get the chockies.
Vince, what are you going to say?
Well, I agree with Reece. We need to use that second half against Brisbane as a platform as to how we're going to play this week, and they are a side that, if they were at full strength, would definitely have the edge over us. But they're gettable with all of these injuries that they're trying to cover. They've got some holes in their team, and I think their defence is a lot more susceptible than most good teams. Most weeks that you see Bkk Joe down there trying to play on someone that's far bigger than him, and more often than not, he's not able to curb them. So, I think we're a bit of a chance. I think it could be a really close game this Saturday night.
Well, I've put the tips up, and as you can see, Vince has gone Bulldogs by 8 points.
Only just, yep.
Sebba's gone Bulldogs by 20. I've gone Bulldogs by 24, and David, the realist, has gone by Carlton by 4.
He's trying to catch up to us. He's trying to catch up to us, Joe.
There's nothing to do about catching up. No, I genuinely think we can win the game. I think it's going to be a close game, and I'd love to see us win it, because it's just going to take a bit of a monkey off our back. And it's from what I saw in that second half, and you can play yourself into form pretty quickly. So, from what I saw in that second half, they take that type of attitude and game out onto the pitch on the weekend. Then I think we can get the Bulldogs. So it won't be easy. It'll be a tight game, but let's hope we can get over the top of them.
Let's hope.
Yeah, Bontempelli's going to be the key to this game too, isn't he, Reece?
He looked injured.
Yeah. He has.
He's
He's definitely playing sore, but then again, he's a warrior, and he's a danger player. So but that could give Cripper an advantage to be able to get away and attack, and put him on the defensive, because if he is carrying something,
He's still scored that.
Matthew Kennedy's going to be keen to do well against us, that's for sure.
Yep.
All right.
We got a few Matthew Kennedys in there, so.
Okay, let's have a look at the tip board. There's no change really other than the points, because everyone went for Brisbane. I don't think you needed to be a rocket scientist. So Sebba 9, Joe and Vince
the amount of points I am off being accurate is taking a battering this week, because I went for Carlton by 88 points and we only won by 11. So my total went up by 77 points. So I'm last on the ladder when it comes to the margins. But what matters most is how many successful tips you've got. And so far, Sebba has tipped all 9 weeks, so he hasn't had a miss yet. So you never know.
Mate, hopefully this will be the first week, according to David.
Maybe.
Yeah.
You never know.
Anyway.
Let's hope so.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's hope so. David, once again, on behalf of the Blue Sunday and the chat, thanks for joining us. We really appreciate you giving up your time. I'll contact your wife about that other thing in the next day. So I hope you have a good week.
Mate.
Maybe it's a holiday for you for 10 days too.
It is. It is. And actually, when she gets back from holidays, I'm actually shooting off on a 4-day golf trip. So
well, there you go.
It worked out. It worked out perfect. All right.
All right.
Well,
Thanks, David.
Hey, that's pretty handy, Reece. She's going away for a 10-day holiday, so you get to play golf for 10 days here in Melbourne. And then when she comes back, you're going away for another 4 days.
Go on a golf trip. Yeah.
That's pretty.
You got to work these
handy.
things out, eh?
Yeah, that's for sure.
It's all in the timing, Vince.
It's called a
worry.
win-win. It's called.
That's right. Well done.
Yeah.
Mate.
All right. Thanks, David.
All right,
have
guys.
a great night.
No worries.
Cheers,
Okay.
mate. Bye.
Cheers.
What a great bloke he is, Vince.
The
Giving up
great
his
David
time.
Reece Jones, aren't we fortunate to have him every week? He always is full of knowledge, and his insights into the game are so valuable for us and our viewers because he's played it at the highest level. He's played AFL football,
coached.
and
He's
he's played in a premiership team and won a Norm Smith medal. So I don't know who else you can get that's got better credentials than that. But he's also coached a premiership in Tasmania, in the Tasmanian Football League. So he knows what it's like to be in the chair of a senior coach. And I think that's one of the reasons why he's a bit more sympathetic to what Michael Voss is going through than most Carlton fans would probably appreciate. So
anyway, Vince.
Yep.
All the little kiddies out there, go block your ears. All the big kiddies, go and grab some popcorn and a beer because it is now time for. I can just hear the gurgling, the lava, and what have you got for us today, Vince?
All right, Joe. Well, what I've got for you today is in a response to what we saw during the week from the AFL when they came out and held a press conference and declared that Carlton would be fined $75,000 for bringing the game into disrepute on the basis that, in their opinion, our player, Elijah Hollands, should have been removed from the field earlier. They didn't say how much earlier, but earlier than what he was. Of course, he was still playing the game well into the last quarter and eventually removed, I think it was the 20-minute mark. So on that basis, and after doing their own investigations and after having been given a report by the Carlton Football Club into what we did that night, that was the conclusion that they came to. First of all, I've just got to say that fine is a joke. If that's what they found us guilty of, then that fine is a joke. I believe Port Adelaide were fined, I think, $100,000 for putting Alia back onto the ground when he was concussed. So for this particular misdemeanor to be less than that is ridiculous. It should have been at least double that, and some people think it should have been 10 times the amount that was actually arrived at. But to me, that is soft as in terms of a fine goes. Clearly, the threats made by Carlton's club doctor that he would be prepared to sue and call upon his lawyers if he was named and shamed, and if he was criticised in any way by the AFL's report that he was going to take legal action, that has scared them. That has clearly worked in his favour because the AFL, piss weak as they are, weren't prepared to point the finger at any individuals at that press conference. They were not prepared to identify anyone at the club that should have behaved differently or should have acted in a different way than what they did. And They weren't prepared to name anyone on the coaching staff, anyone in the medical team, anyone on the coaching side of things, and the psychologists and people like that. No one. And the very fact that Carlton's report was authored by our football manager, Chris Davies, is another joke, because he is somebody that should have been questioned. He is somebody that should have answered to the AFL in terms of what he did and what he knew and what procedures he has in place in this regard. And yet he is the one that prepared the report. That's ridiculous in itself. So clearly the objective of that press conference from the AFL was to just announce a fine, make it look like they're fining Carlton and they're punishing them for the whole incident, make the fine attributable to the club as a whole, like you're fining the entity rather than any individuals, and it'll all go away. That's what they hope to do. It's piss weak. It is indicative of the piss weak leadership that we have seen for 2.5 years under Andrew Dillon and Laura Kane. And they were both terrible at that press conference, in my view. Following on from that, we saw an email from Rob Priestley. I don't know how many emails he sent now. It might be 3, I think, because he certainly hasn't shown his face or been prepared to hold a press conference or answer to anyone in the media. He just gets the Carlton PR department to look up ChatGPT and issue yet another email. And yet again, another word salad, repetitive, didn't have any impact. To me, it was terrible. And if that's the sort of leadership we're seeing from our leaders, we've got a long way to go before we are anything like a strong football club again. That's all I have to say on the matter. I could go into it in great detail. I'm not going to. All I can say is it was a disgrace by the AFL, and they did not. What they did do is that they hid. They hid behind Elijah Hollands' medical condition by saying we're not going to go into any detail about, what he was suffering. All they would say is a medical episode, whatever that means. It's all so open to interpretation. You couldn't ask, was there a drug test done immediately after the game? Was there an alcohol test done immediately after the game? They wouldn't go into any detail about anything on the basis that it would be a breach of Elijah's privacy. To me, that's piss weak. Absolutely piss weak. So they're just confirmed to me that they're still the weak disgrace that they always have been, and nothing's changed. And I've got to say, when the press conference happened, I wasn't at all surprised by what they did and what they said and what they didn't say. That's my volcano for this week. I seen in the chat. It's actually
Seb. It's actually a 75,000.
Sorry, Joe.
It's actually a $75,000 payment to Headspace, right?
Yeah. Donation.
So people are saying, "Oh, we did it for a tax deduction." Carlton Football Club don't pay tax.
No,
they're non-profit. So basically, they're just sorry.
The tax department pays Carlton. That's how fraudulent we are.
Hopefully. Anyway, hey Sebba, is that pasta sauce on your top?
No.
Can I also just quickly touch on one other issue, Joe?
Well, you said that's the end of your volcano.
This is not technically my volcano, but there was one other thing I just wanted to mention. I just wanted to congratulate umpire Nick Foote for sponsoring my Vincano for this week. All the best from Sportsbet, who saw fit, unlike the AFL, who's piss weak, of course, as I just finished saying, at least Sportsbet saw good reason to relieve him of his duties at Sportsbet.
But they didn't relieve Kane Corns, did they? What's all this about?
No, hang on. Kane Corns, right, holds a couple of positions where he is on a voting panel for things like the All-Australian team and things like that. Now, because he's employed at Sportsbet, he felt he should make a decision in light of the Nick Foote situation that he had to choose between one and the other, and he decided to retain his contract with Sportsbet. and to resign from those panels that decide on who's in the All-Australian team and that sort of thing. So that's what he decided
Vincent,
to do.
It took him 9 weeks to decide this. He didn't decide it when he was offered the contract.
No. In light of the Nick Foot thing, where it
but if Nick Foot hadn't been sacked, he'd still be there.
Well, maybe.
Maybe
if Nick Foot wasn't employed by Sportsbet and he's an umpire, right? Which is a really terrible look. Let's be honest. We're not saying that Nick Foot was doing anything underhanded, right? But let's get that clear. We're not saying or accusing him of doing anything wrong. But it's a bad look. It's a bad look for an umpire. Kane Cornes is not an umpire. Okay,
doesn't
matter. A commentator.
He can't influence.
And he votes on the best player. So maybe he could say to Sebba, "Hey, if I were you, I'd put a couple of bucks on Jagger Smith because that's who I think might win."
No, I understand that. That's why he's resigned off those committees.
Yeah, but it took him 9 weeks. Didn't he think about that when he offered it? Couldn't he have said, "Look, I don't technically think I should accept this because I'm on the voting panel"?
Yeah, I don't know. You'd have to ask him.
Kane Cornes isn't in a position where he can influence a game.
There's only one umpire.
What Joe's saying is, if there's any betting on the All-Australian team in terms of who's on it and who's not, Kane Cornes works for Sportsbet, and he's also on the judging panel as to who should be on the All-Australian team. So there's a bit of a murky water there. That's all.
Everyone's applauding him. Oh, great effort! But it took him 9 weeks to work it out. And if no one had said anything about Nick Foot, he'd still be there taking money from both.
You know what?
He's a fraud. This is the joke, Kano. He's a fraud. I hate Kane Cornes.
Yeah, I can see that. I think we can all see that. I think we can all see that. What I was going to say was, what's scary is just how many players are sponsored or employed by betting companies. Because we have seen Luke Hodge said he's employed by Tab.
Fuck.
And
he's a fraud too. He should F off.
Daisy Thomas.
You're a fraud, Joe. You are a fraud.
Daisy Thomas is employed by
Look, Daisy Thomas should piss off too.
Company.
Shit footballer who came to Carlton, took money under false pretenses. Anyway, as you can all see, the guru has entered the building. Oh, hang on.
I'll be
there
back.
He is.
Give me 1 sec. I'll be back.
I'll remove you for a minute. He's a fraud.
What's all that about?
Hello, chat. Hello, chat. I hope you're all well. I hope you've all had a great Mother's Day. It's sorry.
Nice to see you, Sebba.
Sorry that I was late, but I was having dinner with my nonna, so I couldn't cancel that.
Can I ask one question? Did you wake up any more than 1 minute before you were meant to have dinner with your nonna?
I think I went to bed at like
because last week you woke up 1 minute before our show started.
No, I went to bed at like 8 a.m. this morning. I was.
You've been up all day.
What'd you do all night?
Don't ask.
No, I'm asking. For the audience. For the audience.
Just a big night with a few mates. But it was great. It was a great night. And then I think I went to bed and then I woke up at about 2:30. And that was went to my nonnas and then went to my other nonnas for dinner.
So Sebba, you had another big night at the Steamworks, did you?
No, mate. I controlled the Steamworks.
Anyway,
hey, listen. Just before we go to Sebba's bet of the week, can I just also make mention of something I saw today, which just goes to show you how pathetic the standards are in Australian media. The back page. I mean, nothing less than the back page of the Herald Sun had a spelling mistake today.
Oh, no.
It spelt the word blondes, BLONDS.
Yeah, that's how you can spell it.
All of a sudden, the E before the S just went walkabout.
Yeah,
how
nothing gets past you, Vince.
On the back page of a metropolitan newspaper? Where are the editors?
Oh, they were out with Sebba last night.
The editor. You should be the editor.
Oh my God!
They were at the Gladdy pub with me last night.
On top of that, if you go into the sports section and they had all of the votes for the various games that had been played already, they had Brisbane versus Carlton, and all of a sudden they've got the voting from the Bulldogs game.
Nothing gets.
And then
Maybe they put it there because
the Brisbane Carlton vote getters were on another game. How
Vince,
ridiculous!
they did that because they wanted free publicity on this show. Well, we're going to send them a bill.
Yeah, okay. Anyway,
Mars,
I just wanted to
welcome
make
Sunday.
mention of that because
Welcome.
seriously, I just can't believe how many people don't know how to spell or read or write or anything. It's just ridiculous.
Nothing gets
Huh?
past you. I love it. I love it that nothing gets past you. It's
How are we,
the
chat? How's everything? How you going, Joe? How you
Where's
going, Vince?
this
Very good.
podcast
Very
Hey,
good.
Marzi.
Hey,
I
Mars.
just want before you start, I just want to say a shout out to all the mothers out there. Happy Mother's Day and happy Father's
Yeah,
Day. I
we-
usually say Happy Father's Day to my mother. So yeah,
Good.
just as a
Hey,
joke.
Mars, I
Yes.
believe I was going to make an announcement. You got a new show starting Monday.
Yeah,
Tomorrow.
Please do the honours.
Monday. What is it? The Monday banter. Whatever. What are these two conjured up? Hey,
Monday, I didn't do anything. It's Bo and Rocco, I think.
they've thrown me into a tailspin.
You want me to
Apparently-
just like get out of the studio and let
Nah.
him take over my
No,
position?
you stay. 'cause I'm
I'm
only in here
joking. I'm joking.
I'm only in here for 15, 20 minutes. Yeah, there is a new show. The Monday banter. Anything goes, apparently. It's basically an unfiltered, but in the year. So I'm sure Vince will be all over it. Oh God. Look at him. Look at that. He's got an ear-to-ear grin like the Joker, mate. And he didn't even have to cut the smile.
I
Look at
haven't.
him.
I didn't. You know when I learnt about this? I learnt about this about an
In the
hour
group
before our
chat.
show went to air. So
Yeah,
Is
no one's including me in this or Joe. I
It's like
imagine,
a-
but
Mate,
It's
I
a
wasn't
no
even
DQ.
included in that. I wasn't even included. It's a Monday night banner, 8 p.m. Rocco and Bo. I'm sure I can get in there every now and again.
I'm
but
sure.
This is going to
Hang
be
on.
wild, this one.
Bo,
The chat
our
asks
illustrious,
questions.
he's our consigliere, Bo. The chat asks the questions. Bring up the topics and we'll talk about it. Let's get you all involved.
There it is.
Thank you, Bo. And also
All
thanks
right.
for doing all the graphics.
Can we get this one?
Mars,
up,
have you got anything to add to our illustrious show?
Yeah, too much TJP is barely enough. Far out.
does that mean
Uh,
we don't? Does that mean we don't bother to ask our chat to ask questions on this
No,
show? And
we ask.
respond to
You
it
can.
anymore, or
No,
can ask.
no, we're asking.
we're not hand passing it to Monday night, are we?
Hey, we're the
No,
crown
nah.
jewel. We're the crown jewel of TJP.
Or you're gonna have to fight for it or fight for it. Like, what are we speaking about tonight? I actually haven't watched tonight because I've been with the Nonders. So
Yes.
Sack boss tomorrow.
No, to now.
It's all right. Hey,
now.
Sebba,
What's that? What's to now mean?
You got a couple of mentions from the great David Rees-Jones, don't
What
worry.
did he say? Oh shit!
He asked where negative Sebba was.
Did he actually? I will. So I'm in London, as you guys, or most of you in the chat probably all know. Me and Mars are going to London, so I guess for the Sunday, I'll do like, I don't know, like a minute video, like a 30-second video of just
Mhm.
whatever, and I'll send it into Bo, and he can put it up, and then you can just like.
When are
chuck
you
them up
going to
there.
London?
We leave on Thursday night.
Oh, do you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Thursday night.
By the way, can I just, on an English soccer perspective, can I just say how disappointed I am that you two Arsenal supporters have not thanked me and other Everton supporters for holding Manchester City to a draw last Tuesday morning, I think it was.
we don't have to thank anyone other than
And
ourselves for winning.
also, well done on making the Champions League final, which I believe is being played on
31st.
May the 31st. So
in Budapest.
that's a Sunday, so we should have the result of that game when we do our Blue Sunday that week.
Correct.
Yeah.
But just the more important game is next Saturday night when the mighty Chelsea take on Man City for the FA Cup. We all know that's what you play football for, the FA Cup.
For cups.
So,
for
yeah.
cups. Yeah.
What
It's
were
not
we
a
talking
kissy-
about tonight? What
Anyway.
Well, people can ask a few questions. It can be, let's try and keep it to football or about us. But
Yeah.
Well, you're going to do my
only
bet?
football.
We'll do my bet first.
Well,
Yeah, can
okay,
we do
let's
Sebba's
do your
bet?
All right, let's chuck it up. There we go. This is my bet for the week. So this will
We're
run
still waiting
tonight.
for one of these bets to come off.
Yeah, bro. I've been a one-leg machine all year. Fucking hell, mate. I've been like the Red Cross just donating. But this is my
Okay,
bet.
Arsenal to win against West Ham this week. Is that what,
yeah,
is
this
that
is
what
tonight.
that bet is?
Tonight.
I thought so.
Tonight, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's the same game multi. Arsenal to win. only Arsenal to score, so both teams to score no, and over 2.5 goals. So I think this was made at the start of last week. So
Okay.
could have dropped.
So
But we are
Sebba's
not
multi.
affiliated with any betting companies and don't bet under the age of 18.
And as I always say, bet big or go home, because that's what life's about.
And always chase
Right?
your losses.
Oh, exactly. Double up when you lose.
They
Double
can't
up.
run forever.
Double up. And remember, kiddies, you can't eat odds. But the bigger the odds means the better, the more you're going to win.
You know what my saying is? Don't bet at all. Simple as that. That's my
Says
saying.
Mars, who
bet
won
me.
an 80-1 at Victoria Cup night 3 years ago.
And I've thrown in that money. I've thrown the money back about 4 million times over. GoFundMe page for Mars and Sebba to go to Budapest. Mate, those tickets to go to the UEFA Champions League final are like minimum.
How much would they cost? Australian
6,000
dollars.
minimum. 6,000 minimum.
$6,000 per ticket.
Yeah, minimum. So yeah.
And you're probably sitting in the
Pocket change for you,
nosebleed
Vince.
seats.
Yeah, for Vince it is. Yeah, pocket change.
Pocket change.
Oh yeah.
I might ask
worries.
Rob Priestley for the money.
No, it's not Rob Priestley. Do not speak of his name. It's Rob Fraudley from now on TJP. It's Rob Fraudley. That's all his name. Wait, did you watch my review?
Yes, and by the way, I wanted to make mention
it.
of that. Thanks for the shout outs on your review. That was unbelievable. Some of those AI images are just incredible.
You love it?
If you haven't
AI
watched
slop.
Mars's review, mate, you've got to have a look at it.
It's just, you love it. Did you see Graham Wright eating the gumdrop off the ginger snap? Michael Voss when he's in the casket.
Michael Voss is laying in the casket like that.
And then you see that Fraudly drinking his Penfolds wine and all of that.
Yes,
beautiful.
Yes.
Are you stopping at Turkey when you go to London? No, but can you pay for me? I'm happy for you to pay for me, Brock Lesnar, Zachar, please.
Zachar?
Yeah. Carlton's membership fees are not taxable, but they need. Can we get this one up? I like it.
No, that's not true.
But they need to pay tax on corporate revenue, game revenue, merchandise sales, etc. If a profit
That's not
is made.
true.
Is it not?
No, it's not true.
Okay. How do you know?
Because they're considered a sporting club.
Oh, okay. It doesn't matter. You know, that's wait, can I just make a mention, right? And I don't want to get back into it. I did see you were speaking about the fine of Elijah Hollands and that. How convenient that we're donating it. How convenient.
Yeah.
Because you know what you can do on the tax time? You can just claim tax $75,000.
No, I think the AFL made us donate it.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean you can't claim it on tax.
Yeah, that's true.
What is it? 90 cents?
He'll put it on his own tax. Maybe Rob Fraudley will pay it, and that way he can reduce his own tax.
That's it. That fraud, mate. I can't
Send
wait
your
to
questions in chat.
Corporate
Send your questions in.
elitists, as Vincenz love to say. I love when you say that. Can you just say it for me once?
Globalist elites, corporate elites.
These corporate elitists that run our club. And they are.
Well, you know, Vince, I promise you, when I get back from London, I don't care if it's myself, anybody in the chat, anybody watching this later, I am going down to the club weekly, right, with the Fraudly out banner. I'm serious.
That's the one. That's the one AI message that I love watching. Priestley out, Voss out, PK
Chewy's out, all of them out. They're all out, mate.
Unbelievable.
Yep.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, Mars. It's. I haven't seen a better time in nearly 25 years to be putting together a well-credentialed ticket of 8 individuals that can operate as a working team. What we need is really genuine football acumen on that ticket, and people who are good in business and can also represent the club in a genuine way, that they're well-intentioned, people who genuinely have the club's best interests at heart, because a lot of people say that they do, but really they're only in there for their own selfish interests, as we've seen over the last 25 years. It's time for a change. It's time for an overhaul. And as you know, I've always said that the fish rots from the head. Changing the coach alone is not going to fix this club. It might give you a sugar hit for a little while, and people get all excited, and that's the problem, is that the fan base buys all of the PR bullshit that comes out of the club, and eventually we're back to the same conclusion, as we've seen 7 times in the last 24 years. We end up sacking the coach again.
Yep.
So we need an overhaul. We need to see
Clean sweep.
genuine leadership. I put out a post today on the Carlton Now Facebook page. If those of you who don't know what that is, just search Carlton Now on Facebook, and you'll see a question there that we're posing to everyone to take part in that discussion. At what point does the discussion go from blaming individuals and using them as scapegoats to actually challenging the club's leadership? And that's what we need to see here at Carlton Football Club, some genuine leadership, and not just people who are part of that corporate elitist movement that are just there for their own selfish ends.
We got our first question of the night.
Go for it. I'm just
Carl's always asks some great questions. Are we a team lacking talent or a team trapped by fear until embarrassment forces us to play on instinct? Joe, take it away.
Are we a team lacking talent? I think. Sorry, I was going to answer about.
Okay, you're right.
No. But I think that we are a team that lacks. Well, we lack a lot of things. We lack guidance from our coaching panel. We lack talent on the field, and we lack the players. Just look like they're not interested. So that's my gut feel. I don't know if anything else, Vince.
We're a team that has until now lacked leadership, genuine on-field leadership, and it's as a club we've lacked off-field leadership. Put the two of them together, and you see where Carlton sits at the moment. Until things change where it needs to change, well, then nothing's really going to change. That's my opinion, and we've seen it all before with other clubs. When they bring in genuine leadership into their boards, it all filters down from there. Unfortunately, we've had a toxic culture at the Carlton Football Club that's gone back decades now, and we've seen the result of it. 30 years in the wilderness.
Yeah, that's
got to change.
Yeah, I think we're lacking a bit of definitely a bit of talent, but I think we've got enough talent on there to start something. There's a bit of a nucleus there that is a young nucleus that we can research something, I don't know, with a new coach and a new board and a new list manager. So, yeah, there's something there. I don't think it's all doom and gloom, but I think it errs on the side of
not everyone at
doom.
the club needs to be turfed out. I'm not suggesting everyone needs to be turfed out by any means. I'm not saying that at all. But what I am saying is that you can only make the right decisions when you've got the right people in charge at the top. Because what we've seen this club become over the last 25 years is we've turned it around from a club that used to be respected, feared, admired, and one that you felt genuinely proud to be part of, to a club that is now ridiculed, smeared, and disrespected because it has gone down the woke path, and it seems to be more prioritised by that sort of rubbish than actually winning premierships. And unfortunately, we've been literally in the grip of these corporate elitists who just refuse to let go of their power, and even try occasionally underhanded means to try and entrench that power, and so far have thankfully failed to do so. But they also, that's all they care about, just retaining power and retaining their positions.
And stacks
and
of
they
money.
will stop at nothing to retain those positions, unfortunately. So if they won't leave voluntarily by saying, hey, we've had a fair go at this, we need to be accountable for our club's failings as well, right? Well, then they need to be turfed out. And the only way that's going to happen is a genuine challenge from a very credible ticket.
Yep. Another question.
You know how you guys, sorry, I just want to add something. You know how everyone's talking about sacking Voss, right? I'll tell you why I don't want Voss sacked, because you're going to have the same dickheads who appointed him appoint a new coach. As we all know, the panel didn't want Voss. They wanted, was it Kingsley? And then our illustrious board got involved and said, oh, no, but he won't sell memberships. Let's go for someone who we know and sell memberships. So that's one of the problems that I fear is going to happen.
I think you'll find that Luke Sayers took a lead role in that decision.
Yeah, I know, but what's to say that Rob Fraudley isn't going to do the same?
Captain Kransky
we
took
don't
the
know.
head role there.
We don't know.
And then what's that lady, Paddy Kinnersley?
Bkk Joe.
You know.
The Rambo. Thank you for the question. Do you see us getting Lockie O'Neill and Zach Butters this offseason? No.
Oh yeah.
No.
Well,
if you're gonna say why'd you call him Lockie O'Neill, if you were there emergency meeting at like 2 a.m., you know why.
I'm gonna butt in here. I don't know Lockie O'Neill, probably not. But Zach Butters, why can't we make a play for him? Why not?
No, he
I just
could.
don't think he'll come.
Me either. But why can't we make a play? Why can't we put a pitch forward to him, as we were discussing on TJP on Tuesday? And I mean,
make someone else pay overs. Make someone else pay overs for him.
Yeah, but there's enough there to get him. I think we can offer up a few things for him. So why not pitch a forward to him? Go, Zach, this is what we want to do. Blah 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 and blah, and go and put it on him. Put it on his management. Put it on Zach Butters. If you want to get this team out of a rut, mate, come over and join us, because we need a player like him. Special footballer as well, real leader as well, grit, determination, and he's got what we need. And if you can add him to a midfield mix of Sam Walsh, Jagger Smith, Cody Walker, Zach Butters, I mean, that's a total dynamic. The dynamic shifts in that midfield. So, yeah, why can't we? Why can't we be Carlton and just go out there and
what did we think of the suggestion that was made during the week in the media that maybe it's time to try and do a deal with West Coast and do a some sort of deal in exchange for Harley Reid? Harley Reid together with Jagger Smith and Sam Walsh would be a pretty dynamic midfield.
I just don't think Harley Reid in this current climate. I mean, it'll be a new year when we need a new coach as well, which will have a new coach. But unless the culture really shifts, a player like him in a bad culture with those players as well. I mean, it all depends on the head coach, doesn't it? I mean, he's not going to be there. Who you get, and it's what he wants to do with the players that he's got. You have to get him right after the season's done, and then he makes a move on all these players and goes, "Nah, I want to put a stake in the ground and say, I'm getting rid of him. I'm keeping him, and this is the direction we move." So, look, I wouldn't be opposed to it, but will it happen? I don't know. Probably.
The thing is Zach Butters going to leave Port Adelaide to come to a club like Carlton, where we're miles away from a premiership? This is the thing. I mean, I just don't see Carlton being a destination club for anyone like that.
We've got to get a lot right in a short amount of time. And
my word, we do.
And with the evidence that we've gone off in the current years and just past, mate, it's looking bleak, bruv. It's looking bleak because we get a lot more wrong than we do right.
We've got a donation from Mr. Stewie McQuaid. Thank you very much for the $2. We rack a discipline. That's what he reckons. We got another one from Rocco Moro. Should we go for an experienced coach or an untried assistant after we sack Voss? I know which way I'd go, by the way. Vince.
Which way would you go, Rocco?
Yes, tell us in the chat. Which way would you go? But Vince, take it away. What do you think?
I'd like to see them open the position up and actually see who actually applies for it, because they can target someone if they've got someone in mind, whether it's a John Longmire or there are coaches out there that are probably still gettable and in the market for another position. Nathan Buckley's obviously still looking at getting a job. I'm not sure that we'd want to go for him, but John Longmire is another coach who's clearly displayed his ability to get a team into the grand final on regular occasions. Probably should have won a couple more more premierships than he has with Sydney. So, I mean, if you want to go down that route, he's technically available or can be approachable. Whether he would want to come to Carlton, I'm not sure, because it's quite commonly known in AFL circles that the Carlton coaching job is a poison chalice. As soon as you finish your job at Carlton as a senior coach, you're gone. You're not going to get another job. There's only been one exception in the last 25 years and that's Brett Ratton. He got one job at St Kilda, and they sacked him after 3 years.
He got shafted.
So most coaches that come to Carlton never coach again at senior level. So
Look, if
it's John Longmire's last 5 years anyway, he might not care. That's why I think if we had got Ross Lyon, he probably wouldn't have cared, because I don't think he's going to coach beyond the age of 60, and he's approaching that very shortly.
If they're going to go for a tried and tested coach, the only one I'd want is John Longmire out of that crop.
Just
or
because
someone that's currently coaching.
It's because of the egos. He can keep egos in check, and he can set a good foundation, a good culture, a good foundation. But
if I was going for a coach who had experience before, he would be the best of the available ones that has actually coached the premiership. Adam Simpson, I don't rate as highly as what Longmire is. Otherwise, you've got to go for an assistant who's ripe to coach his own team, and that's what we've seen in recent years with. Craig McRae had never coached before. Within 2 years, he's coaching a premiership.
Fagan was one.
Fagan, his first job in senior coaching was at Brisbane. He's won 2 premierships.
Sam Mitchell.
Sam Mitchell hasn't coached a premiership yet, but I tell you what, I reckon he will.
Longmire as well, on the up. Stephen King, who's getting Melbourne to play good football.
Yeah.
You've also got
they're the sort of examples I'm talking about.
Adelaide.
They're ripe for the picking because they've been an assistant, doing their thing for a few years, serving their apprenticeship, and are now, cherry ripe to coach their own team. That's what we need to probably go down the path of, I reckon.
And we will.
We got one from Peter. Would be beneficial to spend would it be beneficial to spend as much on development than we do on coaching, as the next 3 years the draft will be compromised?
Both.
I agree.
Yep.
Both. Yeah, but I do agree with you, Peter.
Both.
100%.
You have to. But you also you have to somehow fast track this as well. I mean, you're not going to get every pick right. You have to get more than you do, more right than wrong. But you have to go out there and get a really good footballer now. A forward as well. Once Curnow left, that's it. That's the notion to blow it up. That should have been Graham Wright going, bang, all right, Curnow's gone. That means coach is gone. TDK's gone. Your number one ruckman and a family heirloom that's also gone. So you had to move on, and we didn't. We've stood still. We've wasted a whole year so far. Half a year we've wasted. We're going to waste a whole year. And we don't know what it would have looked like with a new coach. Maybe it wouldn't have been
how much collateral damage could that decision
this whole year
us?
Oh, this could set us back another 5 years minimum, 10 years.
Yeah.
I mean, it can all switch like that, but I don't know how quickly. I mean,
is there any chance?
Yeah.
Any chance at all after what we saw in that second half on Friday night? Any chance that Carlton can do what we did 3 years ago and turn it around and all of a sudden win 8, 9, 10 in a row and make the finals?
No.
But don't forget, we lost to Essendon in that King's Birthday Eve game in 2023, and I think that left us at something like 4.5 wins. I think we had a draw against Richmond in round 1. I think it left us at 4.5 wins out of 13 games. And then we went on a rampage and won, I think we won 9 in a row. Did we? 8 or 9 in a row after that? Yeah. And we made the finals.
9, I think, yeah.
Now, is there any chance? I know this is all hypothetical, but is there any
Joe
chance
thinks
of that
Joe
happening
thinks
again?
there's a chance. 100% Joe thinks there's a chance.
In
us going on a run like 2023.
Can you imagine if that happened again?
No worries, bro.
And then, Sebba, if we do, I'm going to buy you a Keep Voss t-shirt.
No worries, bro.
You can
whatever Brody hemp you're on over there in Bangkok, mate. That's the only world we're going to see that happen. Mate, not a chance.
No, we got no chance. No chance.
Mate. When you got rid of your best footballer, good luck. So, or the catalyst for winning in our team, who masks all the deficiencies of a coach, good luck.
I'll tell you what, that'd be Mars's worst nightmare. Carlton turns it around, makes the finals, and gives Michael Voss another 2-year contract.
Mate, if they made the finals and won the flag, mate, I'd kiss his feet. I'd be the first one there. I'd kiss his feet.
There is one here I'd like to.
Can lightning strike twice, everyone? What do you think in the
No,
chat? Do you think we
no.
can turn it around like we did 3
Stop
years
it,
ago?
Vince. Stop it, Vince.
Shut
Stop it, Vince.
I'm
This one here.
Hey, I'm stirring the pot here,
Yeah,
Mars.
yes.
I'm going
From the beer battered gummy shark.
up and strangle you.
Who are Carlton's 4-star A grade level players now?
Well, obviously,
for the next
Vince.
2 years. Go,
Sebba?
Joe. You tell us. Who are the A graders?
A graders in our team? Oh,
Yeah.
I think most people
want Joe to
would
answer
say
it.
it's
You two
Cripps.
big mouths, shut up. Go, Joe.
Who are the
Walsh.
A graders?
Yes.
Cripps, Walsh, Weeder,
Hang
and
on.
Mackay.
On current form or who?
No, I think most
who-
people would regard Cripps, Walsh, Wiedering, and Mackay as our 4 A
Thanks,
graders.
Joe.
You
Yeah,
can't
but
say that
even then,
about Jagger.
I'm
You
a
can't say
bit,
that
I'm a
about
bit
Jagger
dubious
Smith
if
yet.
you put all 4 of them in. The way they're playing, we've got none at the moment.
Yeah, I agree. But I'm saying if you're going to label any 4 players as A
Cody
graders in
Walker.
our team, it'll be those 4 from 3 years ago.
Yeah,
Does Cody
Not
Walker
current
automatically
form, but
walk
3
in
years
and he's
ago
our best
form.
player? Is this what's going to happen? He's going to automatically walk in and be our best player?
Mm.
A grade. Who did you say, Joe?
Cripps.
Yep.
Walsh,
Yep.
Wiedering.
Yep.
See, I'm struggling.
Not Harry Mackay.
Nah.
He's a C
Nah.
grader.
Jagger Smith.
Nah,
Not right now.
Will Hayward.
nah.
2. I'll give you 2.
Okay.
Because I've only got 2.
Nick Newman.
Nah. Sam Walsh.
Yeah.
With a new coach, you'll have a breath of fresh air. All right, maybe 3. Jacob Weeding, because wait up.
I did it for the Rock.
I love that.
I'm a little bit disinterested at the moment, and I can't stand Michael Voss. So I'm waiting for the new coach and not to get scammed another 300,000.
It was 700,000, wasn't it?
Did you guys hear the interview he did on SEN during the week?
Yeah.
I
He's so
felt like getting a bloody razor blade and slitting my own wrists after listening to that interview.
Nah, I think him, Jacob Wiedering, Sam Walsh, and I give you one out of the norm. Obviously, everyone's going to go to Jagger Smith and Cody Walker, but I'm going to go left field and our boy Michael, Matt Carroll.
I love him.
Matt Carroll.
Within the next 2
He's got an A
years.
grade.
Within the next
He
2
can
years.
become an A grader though. He's developed quite well.
Well, I had him. If you go watch my next level 1 preseason, I said he's the only one that can raise the level from a D to a B+. He's the only
Yeah.
one.
Hey,
Just
Mars,
pure on talent. Yep.
Mars, what is it about us that we actually turn certain players around totally by delisting them? Matt Carroll got delisted not at the end of last year, I think it was the year before.
Yeah, because he had
And
a
then
big run
got
of injuries.
redrafted again, and then
Yeah.
has all of a sudden become an established player. Mitch McGovern was delisted at the end of last year. He's now our best forward.
He's the 4th-rated forward, best forward in the league. Rich McGavin, brackets, as they called him when he came back overweight.
And until he had that incident against Collingwood, Elijah Hollands was actually showing some real good form up
Yeah, he
until
was
that
okay.
point. And
He was okay.
and he was delisted at the end of last year as well. So there's 3 examples of players that we delisted, brought back on the list, and actually played some good football since then.
Hello to Captain Formaggio in the chat.
Yeah,
How are you,
Formaggio,
mate?
ciao. Go
How
on,
are you,
stay.
mate? How are you, mate?
What else we got, Michael?
There's another one here. I'm not sure if we've answered.
Do you
Jimmy
miss
Kerner.
Kerner?
Oh, I miss
I
him.
love Kevin's comment
do.
there, Joe.
I do, Jessica.
Kevin
Joe, do you
Carboni's
miss Kerner?
comment.
Where is it? Kevin Carboni.
I'm getting on the board. Don't worry about that.
Where is it?
About 6 or 7 messages ago.
6, 7. There you go. Vince, we've got as much chance of winning this grand final as Hong Kong Joe, or it should be Bangkok Joe, getting elected to the board at Carlton.
Maybe Kevin knows something about me that I don't. That I'm moving to Hong Kong.
That's where the big roll. That's where the high rollers play.
I'll get the Chinese triad to fix Michael Voss. Don't worry.
Oh my God.
They'll make him a fried rice he can't refuse.
We don't.
Hey,
need
Joe,
just need
we're
snacks.
approaching a couple of hours, so maybe we should
Yeah.
go through our shows that are coming up this week,
Go. Chuck 'em up.
including next week's.
Well,
Yeah, there you go.
this is out of date because now we've got to add the Monday. But as you all know, you're watching the Sunday show, which is with yours truly, Vincenzo.
That's the only
Sebba.
one you need to bother with, isn't it?
Well,
Yeah.
the rest, forget the rest.
It's Tuesdays.
Yeah.
Tuesdays, their shit.
Yeah. There's this new show starting on Monday. I don't know, some
Monday banter.
clown- I think
Monday
it's
banter.
called. I think his name's Bo and Rocco. Sounds like bloody Abbott and Costello, really. But no, the Monday show, 8:00. Banter. What
And
is
then
it?
they're
Monday
back on
banter.
Tuesday night.
Yep,
And then
Monday.
Tuesday night, you've got the big guns. Mars.
Mars
Sebba.
is smart. Mars is smart. Less is more. People yearn to hear Mars, so
Do they?
he's only
Fuck.
on the Tuesday night
I'm
show.
sick of hearing this bastard's voice. 25 years.
I'm toxic.
You're lucky,
that's
Sebba. Don't disrespect your older brother, mate.
Nah, I
he's,
love
he's a champion.
He's good.
Please.
He's good value.
No, but they're the three big shows. The
forever
Monday
forever
banter,
rivals on
check it.
Wednesday.
Yeah, and then you got the preview and match review. You got
Yes.
the selection with Zach and Dylan.
Selection Blues. Yep.
Then you got game day with BOAK, and usually after the game, for about if you've got a spare 5 hours, you can watch the emergency meeting.
And Marzi always hosts that one, and that'll be probably at around 11 o'clock on Saturday night. I would
Wait, so
imagine.
who's looking after emergencies?
It'll be probably
I don't know.
Rocco.
It'll probably be Rocco and Vince. We'll get Big Vincenz on, I think, and Bo.
for emergency meetings.
Yeah,
Oh, is this why you guys are overseas?
yeah. Next 2 weeks.
Okay.
Aren't you
We'll have to
listening?
work something out. Yeah, no problems. Happy to step in if I have to.
Anyway. Are there any more
wait.
questions?
Oh,
Is
yeah,
it-
I want to ask a question to the chat. I know the chat in the TJP, but they won't be happy. But are you happy losers this week? Are we happy losers?
Happy clappers. Did they get a clap
Yeah,
off the ground?
Happy clappers? Okay.
I bet you all of the Blues
Cheers,
brothers that
squad.
turned up to the Gabba on Friday night. They would have been clapping them off the ground.
I got my mask on. I'm happy.
We
By the
showed
way-
up in the second half, but we still lost. Every player's good, but we still lost. I love it. He was good. You know when they go, yeah, he was good, he was good, he was good. Yeah, but what was the end result? We lost. Everyone's
We
been
lost.
good for 30 years and we've been losing.
Always
Yeah.
remember, guys, put your masks on after an honourable loss and be happy, all right?
Well, that actually, I've got to make a comment.
Hey, that
I was
suits you,
very-
Sebba.
I
Does
was
it?
very
Makes you look
glad.
better.
Mars, I'm sure, would have been glad to hear the post-match interview with Jagger Smith,
Jagger
where he
Smith. Oh, I
said
put
there's
it on
no
my
such
thing.
thing as honourable losses.
Good on him. I love it.
Good on him for saying that. He's got his standards, that young boy. Yeah, that young boy.
I
Um,
like it.
So well done to Jagger Smith on having the right attitude in that respect. Before
Well,
we
we
go,
all know it's
Jacob-
the VFL that we play
What's that?
for.
Wait up just quickly. Sorry, Vince.
Yep.
Sorry to cut you off.
no, go for your life. Yep.
Mr. Oz, $5. Thank you very much. Can Carlton make finals after Vossi's gone under a new coach? And will the
Yeah.
Carlton VFL team play finals this year? There's no reason why I guess
Yes
they
and
can't
yes.
fool in Melbourne, but yeah, I guess so. Why not?
It's a question of how long before we. If you're talking about the first year, I doubt it, but eventually.
Here's a good comment. Oh, you took it off.
I know which.
Hi, Cowan. You're going to be lying. Who we got this week? Hi, Cowan. You're going to Bontempelli. Good luck, mate. That's what Voss is going to say this week. Good luck.
Hope so.
Hey,
All
what are
right.
they doing with Cowan? Are they using him as a tagger or something?
Oh,
Yeah.
They must
It's
look at him,
that's-
right? See the
just
number
ridiculous.
2. They reckon he's a Timu Winhager. He looks like a Timu Winhager. Genuinely, if you look at him from behind, far out. Oh, I'm smoking the super duper Mikel Arteta pack or the super duper
Well,
Mikel Voss pack.
you got to give Lockie Cowan credit because he must have done the job on Nazai Wanganeen Malira. He was out of the St Kilda side this week
Oh,
with
yeah,
a
man.
corked calf or something. So
That's why I gave
he must have run him into the
five.
ground.
Smack the
Swagger Wilk
likes, you
malaria.
bums, as per Mick Marcucci. Come on, guys, let's get the likes up and share.
And now it is time for the Vince
Cheerios.
Cheerios. You got to spare 15 minutes?
Now listen, Bo. I want a screenshot for this. It should be, it should be a segment. Vince's Cheerios.
God.
How many segments are we adding? How many shows, mate? Who are we? The fucking AFL?
No, Vince has at least
I
a
was
half hour
kidding.
Cheerio every week. Oh, wait, before you go, Bailey Fotia, thank you for becoming a member. We appreciate it very much. Welcome.
Yes.
on board.
And also,
That's Oz gifting
And Mars,
membership.
where the fuck?
yeah, thanks,
Oh,
Oz.
shit, he gifted 5. Oh, well, thank you to Oz and
Stop
to
it,
everyone
Oz.
who's now got one. Yeah, stop. You're sick in the head. I love it.
You
You're
do
so
enough,
good.
Oz. You do enough.
You're
You
too
don't have
good.
to do any more. Thank you very much. You don't have
Yes.
to do it any more.
Okay.
Thank you.
As you know,
Back
as
to
you
the
know with
Vince, back to the Vince Cheerios.
Okay, as you know, I always start off with the sad bits and then finish off on a happier note. So sad to hear of the passing of a great player back from the 70s and 80s, Jeff Ablett, who was, I think he was Gary Ablett Sr.'s brother, wasn't he?
Brother.
I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure it was his brother. Yeah, older brother. He passed away during the week with motor neurone disease, which is that same dreaded disease that Neil Danaher's got. So, yeah, sad to see him go. He was someone that really was a fantastic player for Hawthorn, especially back in the day. He always used to compete in those halftime sprints on grand final day, even if Hawthorn weren't playing. Sorry, even if Hawthorn were playing, I think. Anyway, yeah, sad to see him go. But and apart from that, on a brighter note, apart from being Mother's Day today, my dear old dad also celebrates a birthday tomorrow. He's 83, so I just wanted to say a cheerio to my dad, 83 years of age and still kicking along.
Happy birthday. It's Fortia. It's Bailey Fortia.
Sorry, my apologies.
No worries. You Aussie.
Has Vince frozen?
No. Oh, yep.
No, he's just.
No, that's when you
He's
know
just-
it's the end.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, the little men are peddling for his internet. They're getting tired.
He's got the goblins, the little goblins. He's got the Danhausen, the mini Hausens.
Yeah, Julian.
Vince,
Happy
you frozen?
Yeah, he's
I think
frozen.
Vince has frozen.
Yeah,
Happy birthday to Nonno Vincenzo.
Vince, you're frozen.
He knows.
Yeah,
I'll
think he
kick
knows.
him and thing. I'll kick him.
Anyway, hang on. So we can't have 30 minutes of Cheerios. He's still in the background, frozen. Oh, he's deleted now.
Thank you to
Sebba,
all.
have you got any Cheerios?
Yes, as always. You know who I like to thank. Thank you to the chat. I mean, I know I was late, but thank you once again to the chat for tuning in and just chatting shit with us all night. I mean, it's the best. There's nothing better than coming on here on a Sunday night and letting it all go. So thank you guys all again. Thank you to everyone that's commented, donated, liked, shared, everything. We appreciate it a lot. So yeah, this will be my last show for 2 weeks. And then I'll send in a video. I'll send in like a video snippet at the end of the game, and you can hear post-game thoughts. It'll probably be me and Mars. So yeah.
Hey, Sebba, we didn't get your request for annual leave. It must be on my desk.
No, I've run out of annual leave.
I don't have any. I'm in the negative.
Yeah, I'm negative.
I am in the negative, but yeah, can't wait to get out of here. Can't wait to not watch Carlton. Probably watch Carlton anyway. I'm definitely going to watch it. Yeah, we're off to London, but I'll give you one night. Yeah, look at that Monday night banter. We've said it a million times, so don't worry about that. But I'm going to give you one last thing before I go. I'm just going to give Michael Voss one last thing before I go. Ready? With me, Michael. You are cursed. And then I'm going to give one to what's his name, and to Rob Fraudley. You are cursed.
They're all lagging out. They've all lagged out.
We're in here. It's because we're in here. That's why.
Oh God, no! But thank you guys. We do appreciate it. And I don't even know how to. How do I end this? You end it. You end it. Thank you guys. Appreciate it.
Okay.
Stay safe.
See you later.
Day.
How we left on here? We've come in late. Oh wait, we'll let Vincenz say bye to everybody in the chat. There we go. Go get it. Get it. Look at him.
How do I do it?
I'll do it. Anyway, say
Sorry,
bye, Vinny.
boys. Sorry, boys. My battery went off. I didn't realise I was out of battery.
Yeah, standard from you. I need to sort you out when I get back. But anyway, yeah, 100%. As soon as Mars and Sebba leave, we'll start winning. 100%. Anyway, Vince, we're off. We've signed off. You sign off to the crew.
Yeah.
Go.
Go Blues.
For him and himself and everybody around